The world watched in trepidation as Donald Trump and Kim Jong-Un finally met at the Singapore summit this week. While many were intently analyzing their body language as they shook hands and paying close attention to their joint promises to avoid hostile military actions against each other, others found the document that they both signed far more interesting. The signatures that the President of the United States and the North Korean leader both left on an agreement for North Korea to eliminate all of its nuclear weapons allegedly signifies a great deal about their personalities. Their respective signatures are very distinctive, as handwriting expert Adam Brand explains. Trump's signature is large, extremely angular with close letter spacing, Brand tells The Independent. This means that he is someone who needs prestige, who is very determined and controlling and who will not let others into his life. While the world has been given a large glimpse into the goings-on of Trump's daily life since he assumed his presidency in January 2017, less is known about the notoriously private North Korean leader. According to Brand, both of their penmanships demonstrated desire for attention. Although Koreans may write vertically or horizontally, Kim Jong-un clearly wrote his signature from left to right, he explains. His signature is large like Trump's sign, that means he needs recognition. Singapore summit, historic first meeting between Trump and Kim Jong-un plus show all Singapore summit, historic first meeting between Trump and Kim Jong-un 1/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim leave following their historic meeting AFP Getty 2/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim sign a document committing to peace between their nations, amongst other things EPA 3/20th Mr. Trump holds up a document that both he and Mr. Kim have signed AFP Getty 4/20th The two leaders reach out to shake hands for the first time AP 5/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim shake hands as they meet for the first time Reuters 6/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim walk off stage following their historic meeting Reuters 7/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim take a stroll after their meeting on June 12th Reuters 8/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim interrupt their stroll to talk to the media AP 9/20th Mr. Kim and Mr. Trump look out over a balcony at the Capella Hotel, where they held their meeting on June 12th Reuters 10/20th Mr. Trump takes questions at the press conference following his meeting with Mr. Kim AP 11/20th Mr. Trump appreciates the crowd in the press conference following his meeting with Mr. Kim Getty 12/20th Mr. Trump travels to the Astana ahead of the summit with Kim Jong-un on June 12th Reuters 13/20th Kim Jong-un travels to the Astana ahead of the summit with President Trump on June 12th Reuters 14/20th Mr. Kim poses for a photo with Singapore's Finance Minister Vivian Balakrishnan and Education Minister Ong Ye Kung ahead of the summit with Mr. Trump Twitter Reuters 15/20th Mr. Trump shakes hands with Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, meeting on Monday, June 11th in the Astana, Singapore's presidential palace AP 16/20th at a working lunch on Monday, Singapore's Prime Minister surprised Mr. Trump with a birthday cake in early celebration of his 72nd birthday. Later in the week EPA 17/20th U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo answers questions about the summit at a press briefing in Singapore on Monday, June 11th Getty 18/20th U.S. President Donald Trump arrives at the Paya Lebar Air Base in Singapore on June 10th, 2 days prior to his summit with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Reuters 19/20th Mr. Trump and Mr. Kim met on Tuesday, June 12th in the Capella Hotel on the island resort of Sentosa, just off the south coast of Singapore. AFP Getty 20/20th Mr. Trump boards Air Force One following the summit. AFP Getty furthermore, the way in which Kim's signature rises to the right with clear spacing in between the letters could be a sign of intelligence and ambition. The pressure that both world leaders apply when putting pen to paper differs slightly, which could be telling about the way in which they express inner stress. Kim's writing stroke is more shaded, i.e. there are greater differences in the pressure between the down and up strokes, corresponding to changes in muscular tension and release, Brand says. So although the slash strokes show irritability, again something we would expect, there is a flexibility here that is not seen in Trump's writing. Maybe after all there is hope for the new USA-North Korean relationship. According to Trump, he and Kim have developed what he has described as a special bond following their meeting. "We're very proud of what took place today," he said while sitting with the North Korean leader.